enjoy, and which I expect each and every one of you who are now watching, I'm expecting you to participate. You can simply participate to this conversation by typing your suggestion, your sharing even your opinions just to YouTube, our YouTube channel. But the first step, first of all, we have to subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. The next one is just to hit that button, that bell. Thank you. Now, the next step is to type your comments. Thank you very much. Our today's topic for our today's program is just about papal visits. You know, Pope Francis visited Africa, visited Asia, visited Europe, but it is not him. Even before him, other popes also made similar visits to different parts of this world. So to know much about these papal visits, I invited Reverend John Bukerembe so that he can share with us to discuss about these papal visits. Is there something like theological aspect? I don't know. That's why I invited Father John Bukerembe to be with us today so that we can understand better about these papal visits. Reverend John, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes.
Once more to come and share some of the aspects that concerns the Catholic Church and also the administration of the Catholic Church.
All right.
And precisely as you have just mentioned it, is about the Pope's visit, our Holy Father.
Our Holy Father, His Holiness.
Yeah, His Holiness.
Thank you very much. Actually, you will correct me. I'm not sure if the word invite is the correct one, because you are now among PACIS TV members. So I think the word inviting is not the correct one. But which word should I use? You are not. You are no longer a guest.
A regular customer. I'm the regular customer of PACIS TV.
Oh, PACIS TV.
Thank you so much.
We are blessed actually to have you, because having many guests who are ready every time, actually it's a blessing for PACIS TV.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a dream of becoming a pope?
Oh.
Because for us as civilians or lay people, we have dreams, different dreams. I want to become this person. I will become. I will become. Yeah. So have you ever had a dream like that?
Never have I ever dreamt of becoming a pope. I dream always of becoming a good priest, and also to fulfill my mission as a missionary priest to the best of my knowledge. Now, aspiring, going high, at those big positions, it's not in my mind, because whatever you're going to dream means that it's something that you're thinking about. But I appreciate those ones who are in high positions, and they are helping us to lead the church in a true and correct way. Yeah, that is it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to be in this conversation. We are going to be with Reverend John Bukerembe. So to start, let me remind you that we are going to discuss about a pilgrimage of hope, understanding papal visit. This is the topic of our today's conversation. Father is going to start just taking us through this conversation by giving us just talking about the overview of this significant papal visit through the history.
Very good. Now, before we start on the papal visit and how the Pope, how the Holiness Pope Francis moves around to visit many countries, it's better we go to the Bible to just find out how did the Catholic Church come out with this title of Pope. And how did we come to have a Pope in the Catholic Church as the first leader, the most powerful, that is leading more than 1.3 billions of people, the whole world, Catholics. When I say more than, it means that the Pope Francis and all his predecessors, they are a sign of unity. They bring unity among the Catholic community. They bring unity among the other religions, and also we also have what we call dialogue with the Muslim community, which is a symbol. Donc, Pope is seen as the Holiness Father who brings unity amongst us. So for the Bible,
for the side of Catholics,
yeah, it's more than that. So when I was just talking about, let us just get a passage that will help us now to start from. So that we can know now where are we now going to.
Wonderful.
Because we have to have a basics. We must have a little bit of a foundation. I just when I was preparing to come, I just decided to choose a reading from Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 to 18. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But what about you?" he asked. "Who do you say I am?" Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by the Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So you see, the foundation of the Catholic Church comes from Jesus himself. When somebody asks you who is the founder of the Catholic Church, it's Jesus himself. Then Jesus gave the key to Simon Peter, who is the first Pope of the Holy Catholic Church. One, Holy Catholic Apostolic Church. So, the etymology of this function as a Pope comes from Jesus giving the key to Peter as the first Pope, and currently we have now Pope Francis as our recent Pope who is leading the Catholic Church. So you can see that when Jesus said in Matthew chapter 16, verses 15, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for it was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." Which church are we talking about? It's a Catholic Church. It's a Catholic Church.
But it's not said.
It's not said. Yeah, it's not said. But it's the Catholic Church which had Peter as the first Pope, and from there now the Church moves on. Now it's almost more than 2,000 years. So this Church we're talking about at the time where Jesus Christ pronounced these words, there was no any other church which was existing. And in reality, the church we're talking about here is the Catholic Church. So we don't want to go into a lot of theological discussion and theological debate on that issue, but in reality, the church that Jesus is talking about here is the Catholic Church. Now, if somebody comes and tells me now, it's not a Catholic Church, now tell me which church is it? that Jesus was talking about. Because the other churches, they have human founders. Yeah. All these churches you're seeing, Protestant churches, they have somebody who founded the church. And the founder is a human being. But in the Catholic Church, you will trace out and see who founded the Catholic Church. It is Jesus Christ
Himself.
No individual, no human being came up and said, I am the founder of the Catholic Church. No. Now, Peter was given a key. When I give you a key to go and get something from my car, the car does not belong to you. The car belongs to me. So when I give you the key, you go and get something from the car, and you bring back the key. So Peter becomes somebody who is just standing in place of Jesus Christ. And that's exactly why the Catholic Church takes Simon Peter as the first pope of the Catholic Church. Then from there now, we came to have now our Pope Francis, who is the current pope in the church. So, yeah.
He's the one who has the key now.
That is the one who is the key, who is holding the key. So it gives a little bit of historical background on how the Pope and how that word started. Because there are some people who are saying that no, this issue of the Pope is just a kind of invention. No, it was started by Jesus Christ himself, and he knew why he chose Peter to be the first Pope, the leader of the Catholic Church. Yeah.
Wonderful. Then if we look at this visit throughout the history, I know there is a time we had some visits, some Pope could make some visits, and at this some point they stopped.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's with Pope John Paul II, who again resumed this plan of visiting different countries.
Now, when a pope is visiting countries, the visit is on three categories. He is visiting a country on diplomatic grounds. He is visiting a country on spiritual grounds. He is visiting a country on cultural grounds. So we have the three aspects: diplomatic, cultural, and spiritual, or you can say evangelical. Because the Pope is also a head of state, so he has got all the privileges of being welcomed as a head of state. Because Vatican in itself, it is a state. Vatican is also, it's already a state. So it shows that Pope has got a level of respect that he has to be given wherever he's moving and whatever is advocating as moral or spiritual or social discussion with other members of states, as well as with other religions and also other leaders in religious backgrounds. So it gives a kind of reason as to why Pope has to visit some countries, and also he has some discussions with people. Now, this element in this visit that you have to be familiar with, Pope is a human being, and he has got also health issues that may hinder or may break some visits that he makes. Because he has to take care of himself also as he's moving around. And also you have to know that the age also is a factor. It's a factor that has to be taken into consideration when he's moving from one country to another. So these are the elements when you have just asked that question of why there was a kind of a break of the Pope's visit, and all of a sudden then he started. It's just a matter of checking on security reasons. We also have to check on his health matters, and also it has got also the Pope has got also advisors. Now in the Vatican, these advisors may give him some orientation on how he's going to visit these countries, where to go and where not to go, at what particular time, and also what are the modalities that the receiving country and the leaders of that country are able to receive the Pope in a respected and in an honored way. So the Episcopal Council, in collaboration with the government in the receiving country, they must have all the conditions foot so that the Pope's visit can be a good one, a respectful one, and also the mission in which he is coming to visit country must be accomplished. Thank you.
Well, yeah, somewhere you said that Pope, His Holiness, is a symbol of unity, unity for just Catholics worldwide. Yeah,
not only Catholics, but also the non-Catholics also.
And also the non-Catholics.
You have to bring it out clearly.
All right. Thanks so much for making this perfectly clear. Now, what is the role of these visits in promoting peace, unity, reconciliation, and evangelization?
Yeah, we have countries which are in which are undergoing war situations. We have countries which have problems in security-wise. Also, we have countries which have problems on food security and all these aspects. Pope is always a father. That's why we call him a Holy Father. The Holy Father, he has got his human nature and also spiritual aspect that makes him to think about other people. You see in the Bible, especially in the Gospels, the Holy Virgin Mary went to visit Elizabeth. But in reality, it was supposed to be Elizabeth who was supposed to go and visit the Blessed Virgin Mary. Because she is the mother of God. The Blessed Virgin Mary is the mother of our Lord Jesus Christ. But because of humility, she decided to leave her home to go and visit Elizabeth. The Pope also, he leaves Vatican to go and meet other people. Because one person to move, go and meet other people, it's less expensive and it shows humility than telling people from all corners of the world to make a journey to go and see the Pope in Vatican or in Rome. So that way of moving to go and meet other people, it's also a way of humbling oneself and also showing at least a little bit of humility in what you're doing. Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, like you said, it is a good, yes, it is a good gesture to see someone just takes a journey to go and visit a community. It is good, yeah. But sometimes it is also risky. In 2021, we saw Pope Francis going to Iraq in dangerous regions, those regions which were held by the ICC, the terrorists. That was too dangerous for him and for the church also. It was just a too risky journey. How this visit strengthened the faith of local community? Like this example I give in Iraq, this is a country of almost 200,000 only Catholic believers. Why take such risk?
You know, in life, there's an expression in French which says, celui qui ne risque rien n'aura rien. A person who cannot risk in whatever he's doing, this particular person will have nothing. Life is full of risks. Even when you're traveling, you're entering a car, a bus. You don't know this particular person is driving if he's drunkard or is not drunkard. A public means, by the way. Yeah, in some countries now, in other countries which are a little bit organized. Now, if you say that Pope will only choose countries where things are moving all the way, peaceful well, then his missionary spirit will not be there. And then he will not be giving good testimony with other people. Because those countries which are having problems, those countries which are in war, they are observing the movements of Pope. They are observing where he's going and where he's not going. So he is our Holy Father. How can Holy Father just go in this country, then he jumps, he goes to the other country, while we are in between there? Why is he not coming to see us? Is it because we are having political turmoils? Is it because we are having social problems? So the Pope, he has to risk. But it's also in risking, he's going to get friends. He's going to lure people to join the Catholic Church. Because when the Pope moves, it's the whole world which is moving. Because all the videos, all the cameras are following wherever Pope is going. So there's that kind of publicity which is making and showing people that the Catholic Church is still alive and kicking. Because sometimes people are thinking that, oh, there's no vocation, oh, the churches are being emptied in Europe. But when it's moving around, and you see the crowd of people who are coming, the Catholics and non-Catholics, just to come and see Pope Francis or his predecessors, it shows that people have that thirsty. They have that eager to come and see Pope. So Pope is a symbol of unity, not only for the Catholics, but for everybody in the world. Because as he moves, the world moves. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. So if he's going to a place where there is war, that means the whole world is there. So even those people are making, who are pursuing whatever they are doing, whatever is negative there, they have to be careful, because they know very well that somebody is stepping on the ground here, and his coming here may create a change of heart, dialogue, reconciliation, and also a cooling down of spirits. Wherever there is turmoils, wherever people are quarreling, Pope will come and people will sit down. He has all the powers to bring all people at the table. Even the people who are fighting, they will come at the table and they will talk. What is the problem? Like South Sudan, Pope Francis went to South Sudan and he made a gesture. He knelt down and he kissed the feet of those ones who are perpetrating the war and the turmoil in that country. It's a young country. But that gest, people are crying. They could not imagine. Pope can humble himself and tell these people, reconcile. And the gesture he made was just to kneel down and to kiss their feet, with the example of Jesus when he was washing their feet and he was kissing the feet of his apostles. So giving us that impression that Pope is a sign of that unity. And this unity is not only in countries which are doing well, politically doing well, security-wise and economically. He has to also go to places where we have turmoils, we have conflict, we have war. His presence is going to help so that these political people can cool down and come to the table of negotiation and have that reconciliation as a way forward to solve their political issues and social issues. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now I understand that. So he doesn't only target those countries which are economically good, or I was going to say physically fit,
Powerful.
yes, powerful, socially good,
Yeah.
but also I think spiritually.
Spiritually, yeah.
Spiritually. So that's why maybe you also took the journey to go to Iraq, a country of a small number of Catholics.
Catholics, yeah.
Yeah. Now, how this visit strengthened the faith of local communities?
When he moves to these countries, he makes what we call catechetical instructions. There is time when a pope enters into a country, there's a program. When he's there for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, all those days they have been programmed by episcopal conference of that country. So there's a time that he is going to have a public mass. it is a way of enriching people spiritually. There's a time he's going to have a contact with people who are having problems. He's praying. He's healing. There's healing when the Pope's visit. Yeah, it's only that maybe we don't have so many testimony, but from the people that I have met who have had that contact with the Pope, and they have that privilege, maybe even of being next to him when he's passing by, we have testimonies of miracles. People who have been testifying how they have received miracles through the visit of Pope. So the first element is public mass, where he's going to celebrate Eucharistic celebration, which is a very fundamental element in Pope's visit, because I don't think if he can visit a country without having mass, public mass. And the second thing is that he's going to make a little bit of catechetical teaching to the bishops of the country, to Christians, lay people. You will have that time of meeting them, and also sometimes he's also going to meet religious and also political leaders of the country. So when he meets those political leaders, religious leaders, and lay people, all this is going to strengthen their spiritual nourishment. It's a way of strengthening their spiritual well-being and also their social well-being, because he's a father. Is the Holy Father is coming to inculcate us, is going to give us some spiritual and also some ways of moral behavior and moral virtues. Yeah, and it's also a way of promoting also the Catholic faith, because the moment it's moving, also the number of Catholic also is going to increase. There are some people, just by seeing the Pope coming is enough to tell them, my friend, go back to your mother church. This is your mother church. Yeah. So maybe you will go move around wherever you are going, but at the end of the day, you will come back. This is your church. Those also have gone out, we call them prodigal sons and daughters. So when they are prodigal sons and daughters, we don't have any problem. We know that one day they are going to come back. Yeah.
Can I say that that is why he's going also to visit Belgium, some countries of Europe?
Yeah. Yeah, for example, Belgium, where we have the problem of euthanasia. The euthanasia, that means the government accepted that you can terminate
just your
life of just to terminate your life, which is not accepted in the Bible. Yeah, we don't accept that somebody, by his own willing or by the willing of the family, can terminate the life of somebody. You have no right, because it's only God who calls people back to heaven, not a human being. We have no power to terminate the life of somebody, because it's the Creator who has power over you and me. It's not me who can have power over you to go and say, no, because of the euthanasia, this man is suffering in the hospital, just terminate his life. So when he's going there, in those countries, it's because the people who are with him, the College of Bishops, they have brought out a point or an aspect that is not in moral line with the Catholic teaching. And he goes there to try and remind political leaders and trying to remind the religious leaders, whatever you are doing, the laws you are bringing out are not good. Abortion cases. We have countries which have permitted the abortion. Abortion is not accepted in the Bible. Catholic Church does not accept the issue of abortion. Now, Pope can also go there to bring out also what the Catholic Church believes in. They may stand, they may have their own point of view, but by the fact that the bishop, the Bishop of Rome, which is the Pope, the Holy Father, goes there to tell them exactly what they are supposed to do, it's a way of also bringing out and giving people the moral aspect of life that they are supposed to be following and observing. Yes.
Oh, Father, do you have some examples how papal visits have inspired and changed in some areas, regions? Can you give us some examples?
I have an example. Recently, the Pope had visited Kinshasa in Congo. There was a visit of Pope in Congo.
Yeah.
It brought unity among political leaders. That the day he had mass, the public mass, all political leaders who have been quarreling, fighting among themselves, they found themselves sitting together because they had put chairs purposely so that these people who are enemies can come and sit together. Because they know that during mass, there will be a time of shaking hands. There's a time of shaking hands.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility of these people looking at each other, sharing, shaking hands with each other and talking. And it happened because you could see how the camera people were moving. Camera people was just moving to check if these people are sticking in front or they are looking at each other. At the beginning of mass, they're all looking in front. But with time, as mass was moving on, as graces and the Holy Spirit was enkindling them, they were now turning their heads to look at each other. And then they were greeting each other. My brother, let us work together. So that's one of the elements. Don't bring in unity among people who are fighting on political grounds. The second aspect is we have some churches who had believers who came from Catholic Church. By seeing the Pope's visit, what happened in Kinshasa, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, there was one pastor who had just said, he was a little bit against the Pope visitor. He said, when the Pope will come, there will be rain. I'm telling you, there will be no that mass of theirs that they are going to say outside there will not take place. People said, okay, let us see if whatever you are preaching and trying to bring out, if it's going to materialize. Because it's the public place, so many people will be on air. They don't have any shadings. Pope came. It was a rainy season, but that day we had mass. No rain. The mass started in the morning. No dieseling. We had mass. Mass ended the whole day. Now people went back to ask the pastor, our dear pastor, you had confirmed to us that in your vision, because they have the visions which are not even logical, that it will be raining seriously and there will be no mass. But now we found that there was mass, there was no rain. What are you going to say now?
To keep quiet.
He kept quiet. No answer. Half of his congregation left him. Yeah. So because at times you make statements which have no meaning at all. You are attacking the Catholic Church, which has got its own organization, welcoming the Pope, who is coming to visit the country and visit the people, and then you are bringing out something which is all completely negative, which has nothing to do with the Catholic Church. And now that incident brought almost half of his congregation back to the Catholic Church. So many priests, many parish priests, they said that we are seeing many people are coming for catechetical instructions. When they ask them, where are you coming from? From that church. Because I will not give the name of the church. We are going to get it. We may get the church. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, someone said when Pope moves, it's actually the whole world moving.
Yes.
Now, just out of curiosity, I want to know more about the planning, the logistics involved in organizing a Papal visit.
I'm not a specialist in Pope's visit and the logistical arrangements. But what I know that is that Pope has got a team that helps him when he's moving from one country to another. We have what you call the Swiss. These are the bodyguards of the Pope. We call them the Swiss bodyguards. They are always in Rome there. They are the ones to take care of the security of the Pope. But in the meantime also, we have the bishops who are in Rome, we have the College of Administrators, who have to be in contact with the country where the Pope is going to visit. So this visit has to be prepared well before, so that the coming in of the Pope has to be respected, and then the security has to be fostered, so that the coming and the going of the Pope will go in a more convenient and in a more encouraging manner. So the team which is in Rome, Italy, they are the ones who are in charge, together with that, with the Episcopal Conference, with the visiting countries, and now they communicate. So there's a kind of a communication 2 months, 3 months before the Pope's visit, and then all areas have to be observed, so that at least this visit can be a memorable one. Because when I say that when the Pope moves, the world moves, it means that the country is going to be seen by very many people. It's a publicity also, Yeah, it's a publicity. So this is exactly what happens. So security-wise, we have members who are in charge to check on the Pope's health and also security matters. We also have logistical in terms of the meetings that he's going to have with the members of state, or with the political people, also with the religious group, and also with the Episcopal Council, who are organizing also the Pope's visit. So all these areas have to be furnished, so that the coming, the staying, and the going back can be well observed and well taken care of. Yeah.
Okay, good. You said you mentioned that a lot of the Episcopal Conference of the country being visited. Now, what is the role that the government play in this process of preparing the Pope's visit?
The government has to check on the security, one of the elements. The government has to also give money, because Pope is coming in as also is the head of state. Yeah, so he's being welcomed as a head of state. So being welcomed as a head of state, he has to be given all the respect that he is supposed to have, so that all that he's going to do in that country may go on well. The third aspect is also they have to check on the staying and also the movements. Yeah, because they have to check on the traffic movements. When Pope arrives, where is he going to stay? At what particular time is he moving from this particular place to this particular? Those they have to check on all the movements, so that the traffic must be controlled and open the way, so that at least the movement of Pope cannot be hindered by other people or other activities which may take place and may have some hindrances in the Pope's movement within the country. Yeah. So those are the three elements that I think I can say the government can pop in to help. Financially, socially, that means they have to check on all the areas of his movement from one place to another, and then they have also to check on his staying and the going back.
Okay, thanks, Reverend. Remind me, the time Pope visited DRC, you were still in the DRC?
Yeah, I was still there.
Wow. So I'm sorry, because I didn't give you enough time to talk about how this visit was organized at the regional level where the Pope was supposed to be. But again, it's good that you are still there.
Yes.
Do you have some other, let's say, personal testimonies whereby the Catholic or non-Catholic believers or people in general have the testimonies how they have related to this visit in DRC?
The testimonies are many. If I start giving you testimonies, we'll remain here up to tomorrow morning. Oh, yeah, that's good. So testimonies are there. One of the testimony people give is healing. The healing of mind, the healing of the body. People receive miracles with the Pope's visit. The second is they love to see the simplicity of Pope. Pope is very simple. He hugs people. He carries children. He is there with people who are lame. Those ones, because those who are handicapped, those who had problems with the war, and then they are crippled. They are all together with him. He's there, even if he was in a wheelchair when he came to Kinshasa. Yeah, that's the second aspect. The third is a uniting factor. That aspect of uniting factor is really coming in. Now you see the dialogue between Catholics and Muslims. The person who is really advocating and who is really helping us to reach out and to speak with our brothers who are Muslims is the visit of the Pope. When it happened in Kinshasa, he had got a time that they had called the imams and all the leaders in the Muslim arena just to come and see him and have some talk with him. So that element also, it was a testimony. They never believed that Pope can come and sit down and have discussion with people with other religion. Yeah. So other Protestants also came. People from other religions, they were there. So it gave also that testimony of, no, Pope is a uniting factor, is a humble guy, and is also a person whom people give respect. Because he's the leader of the church. He's the leader of the Catholic Church. So neglecting him means that you are neglecting the Catholic Church. Abusing him means that you are abusing the Catholic Church. He's a Holy Father. He has to be respected by people. So those are the elements which helped me to discover that his visit that I witnessed, and I was even there for Mass, gave a lot of change in people's mentality and people's perception of what the Catholic Church was and how it is. Yeah. So it boosted the way, the perception of people on how the Catholic Church functions. Yeah. Because when you see the way they organized it, when you see the way that Mass was attended and the number of people and the organization, people are saying, but this is wow. It is excellent. So the organization was perfect. The visit was good, that people who are talking negatively, thinking that things are not going to work, they were all ashamed and they all kept quiet, not knowing what to say again. Because they thought maybe this thing is a simple visit, but wherever Pope moves, there's a Holy Spirit which is at work. And that's exactly why you see, when Pope comes down from the plane, the flight, he's just descending from the stairs. The moment he reaches down, I always saw it with the Pope John Paul II. He kneels down and he kisses the soil.
He did the same even when he visited Rwanda.
So it shows that when a Pope kneels down and kisses the land where he is going to have a visit, is the love that he has for the population, is the love that he has for the Catholic Church, he has the love and respect that he has also for people of other religion who are staying in that land. Yeah. So it's a matter of just showing how Pope values the visit and the meeting of other people. Yeah.
Wow, now we are now heading to the end of our conversation.
Thank you.
But it is not easy to conclude because being with someone who saw... did you touch him?
I touched the Pope. I had not managed, but I... From far.
Yeah.
I had to wave.
Yeah. That was only in DRC?
In DRC.
Or even before? You had
Before
other
I
opportunities
also had
to...
some opportunities to see him in Kenya, also, but there I was a little bit far. But here I was at the altar, not at the altar, but among the priests where he was just passing by. Yeah. So it was a memorable occasion.
Okay, good. So it was not so easy to be with someone who saw Pope, to just talk about Pope visits. It was not so easy to talk about this in a short time of less than 50 minutes. But before we conclude today's conversation, let's look at the future of Pope, these papal visits. What are the upcoming papal journeys and what they signify?
With our current Pope, the Holiness Pope Francis, this month of September, I think they are preparing almost 6 journeys for him. It's quite a busy, it's a busy schedule. Among the countries that he's going to visit, we have Indonesia, which is a country dominated by the Muslims. So he has got that favor and encouraging the dialogue with the Muslims. That's why he's going to Indonesia. The second, we also have Belgium, where we just talked about Belgium. He's going to visit Belgium. And then he's also going to visit Luxembourg. And Luxembourg also is going to visit this country. Singapore. Singapore also, I think, is going to visit. So these are some of the countries that I've just heard that the Pope is preparing to have visits in these countries. So you can see that in those countries chosen, each country has got something. One country is a Muslim, other country is dominated by Christians, other one he has got a problem with euthanasia, the laws on terminating somebody's life and all of those kind of things. So these countries were not chosen just by accident. No, they have been chosen because there is something that Pope is going to take to these countries as a message. Donc the aspect of moral, the aspect of social, the aspect of political, and also the aspect of interreligious dialogue, which is also very important. And is also a way of boosting the Catholic popularity also. Because we also need followers. We also need Christians, Catholics, so that the number of Catholics may continue to increase. So the increase of the Catholic goes hand in hand with the Pope's visit, because his movement changes people's lives. His teachings encourages people who have lost hope. And his way of moving and also talking, his simple lifestyle, is also encouraging other people and giving them that hope that if Pope can do this, to come and see us, if Pope can just move from his place and come to see us, it's a way of showing that love. And that's exactly what these visits are going to make in this month of September.
Oh, wow. Now, how modern challenges like global pandemics and geopolitical tensions are influencing the papal, this nature of these visits?
We also have, Pope always talk about the motherland. Donc, motherland means that God created the earth, and this earth is where we get food. The pollution that is coming in because of different ecological systems which are in place pushes the Pope, the Holy Father, to move and go for discussions on climatic conditions, on social issues. What are we going to do so that the climate change and the impact it has on people's lives may be controlled? So the movement of Pope is not only on religious grounds, as I told you at the beginning. We also have that social, cultural aspect that has to be taken into consideration. Because since God made us to be co-creators, human beings are co-creators, but we are co-creating, we are creating things which are killing the environment. There is no more respect on the environment. So environmental matters, environmental discussions, environmental conferences, Pope also is invited to come and give his own thinking. So it's also a way of trying to put out measures so that at least we can have a way of be friendly to our environment. If not, then the world is moving in a very negative and a dangerous road. Because playing with nature is playing with life. And when you play with life, that means you are touching the sacred area that God has given to mankind. That is it.
Thank you very, very much. And also, I have to thank you for taking time to be with us in our today's conversation.
Thank you.
Reverend Father, thank you very much. It was just a gift, a precious gift you gave us today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
And also, thank you. I also want to thank Anita and Ernest, who were part of this conversation, dealing with the technical part of this conversation to make sure that everything is perfect. So stay blessed. See you next time.